All right, as for non-tenders, 3 of them for the Yankees: Jason Nix, David Adams, and Matt Daly on the Joel Sherman news-breaking Richter scale. Where does that rank?
Someplace between a yawn and not caring at all. No, I actually think Jason Nix is a very useful bench player, and he has been for the Yankees for 2 years. And I think it was sad. He was just starting to play a lot and play well when he got hurt last year. I think some team, maybe even the Yankees, still will, just because they non-tender him, that means they just don't want to arbitrate with him. It's possible that he could get $700,000, $1 million, $1.2 million from someone to be a useful bench piece. The other 2 guys are probably going to have to show up as minor leaguers someplace.
You look at Nix's situation. Once they got Brendan Ryan, that made Nix obsolete. But we should also talk about Chris Stewart, a guy who potentially would have been non-tendered, and I think he would have. But the Yankees turned around and made a trade today with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So it was for a player to be named later, so we don't know what the Yankees are getting back yet. But Stewart is a guy who, he's a backup catcher, and he was asked to do a lot more than the Yankees ever envisioned that they would have to have him do. I think defensively, he showed you he could do a nice job. Had some trouble catching the ball every once in a while. And I'm not trying to make a joke about that. I mean, he did have some pass balls that surprised you, but just couldn't do it offensively. Hit about 169, I think, in the second half of the season. So now he's got a new home with the former Yankee catcher Russell Martin in Pittsburgh.
Hey, you stole my Martin point, Jack. I was ready to pounce. But no, this is a classic guy of getting exposed from too much playing time. And the logistics today were if they couldn't find a trade for him, they clearly were going to non-tender him.
As far as catching goes for 2014, obviously they've got Brian McCann, the Yankees will, but what do you do backup? Stick with Romine, J.R. Murphy, Francisco Cervelli?
Well, that's another reason he had to go, is if he stayed on the roster, the Yankees would have had 6 catchers on the 40-man roster when they get Brian McCann. That's probably at least 2 too many. So I actually think there's another move in here, like trying to trade someone else, Cervelli, Romine, J.R. Murphy, somebody in that. It's too many catchers to keep on a 40-man roster, because you got those 4, plus Gary Sanchez is now on it. I think the first crack goes to Cervelli. He's out of minor league options. The Yankees could, at the end, keep Romine or Murphy in the minor leagues at AAA. So I think that Cervelli gets the first opportunity unless there's a trade out there.